call upon the company secretary to announce if a quorum is duly formed.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call on the registrars, Coronation Registrars Limited, to confirm that the necessary quorum for this meeting has been met.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, directors, regulatory officers present, and our esteemed shareholders. My name is Mary Adeleye, and I represent Coronation Registrars Limited, registrars to your company, AIICO Insurance PLC. The Articles of Association of your company prescribes the quorum for this meeting as members personally present, not being less than 3, and holding or by proxy not less than 50% of the issued capital of the company. Please note that at the start of this meeting, we have 206 members physically present and 90 members represented by proxy, with a total of 26,453,611,400. Sorry, I'll take that again. 26,453,611,608 shareholding, representing 72.29% of the company's issued share capital. With this information, I hereby confirm that a quorum has been formed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I therefore declare the meeting open. All directors who are still serving on the board of AIICO Insurance PLC are here, either in person or online. You may recall that you had early graciously approved that directors and shareholders may be able to join the annual general meeting either in person or virtually, with the managing director, the company secretary, the chief financial officer, and all other business and functional leads here present, including my humble self. We will endeavor to address any questions that you may have on the operations of your company. In accordance with our usual practice, members present will have the opportunity to review the operating results of the company for the year ended 31st December 2025 and participate fully in the proceedings. Seconder of each motion put to the meeting shall come from the floor, and there will be time for questions on the motion before it is put to the meeting for voting. To facilitate the counting of votes, please raise your admission cards when you vote. Standing and roving microphones with amplifying equipment are being used so that everyone present will be able to hear. I will therefore request that those seconding motions or asking questions should speak clearly into the microphone nearest to them or passed to them by the ushers. They should please commence by stating their names and giving the admission cards to the floor officials on demand. This will assist the secretary in accurately noting their names. The Register of Directors Holdings is available for inspection during the meeting in compliance with the Companies and Allied Matters Act. We have made provision for virtual access and streaming services to ensure that shareholders and directors who are unable to be physically present can also participate at this meeting. The registrar has circulated a link to shareholders who have provided email addresses. The link can also be found on our website. Now, before we proceed with the business of the meeting, I would like to introduce to you my colleagues on the board and key members of the management. To my left is Mr. Babatunde Fajamiroku. He is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the company. Next to Tunde is Mrs. Kemi Adewale, an independent non-executive director. Next to Mrs. Adewale is Mr. Gbenga Ilori, Executive Director, Retail. And sitting next to Gbenga is Mrs. Folakemi Edun, a non-executive director. From my immediate right is Mr. Donald Kanu, the company secretary. Next to Donald is Mr. Sadiq Mohammed, an independent non-executive director to be presented to you for election today. Next to Sadiq is Mr. Tunde Mabawoku, another another non-executive director, to be presented to you today for election to the board of your company. And next to today is Mrs. Rolake Akikube Filani, also to be presented to you for election in the course of the meeting today. Sitting next to Rolake is Mr. Adewale Kadri, Executive Director, Technical. Mr. Raymond Snyders is virtually connected. Behind me, starting from the directors of our associated companies, from my extreme right is Mr. Femi Ademola, the Chief Executive of AIICO Capital. Next to Femi is Dr. Leke Oshuniyi, the Managing Director of AIICO Multishield Limited. Next to Dr. Oshuniyi are the key management staff of AIICO, Mrs. Bisola Elias, the Chief Financial Officer. Next to Bisola is Mr. Abiodun Adebanjo, the Chief Risk Officer. Next to Abiodun is Mrs. Titi Lola Okunola, the Chief Client Officer. Next to Titi is Dr. Kunle Oluwabiyi, Head Group Life Sales. While sitting next to Kunle is Mr. Olatunji Enrile, the Chief Internal Auditor. Sitting next to Tunji is Ms. Kyo Wangasha, Chief Actuary. And next to Kyo is Mr. Oladele Akoni, the Regional Manager North. And next to him is Mr. Oluyemi Obaki, Chief Human Resource Officer. I am Mr. Olaleko Akinyomi. Thank you. I would also like to welcome Ms. Kelechi Adibe, the representative of Nigerian Exchange Group, the representative of NICOM, Messrs. Alfred Ajuya and Ladi James, the representative of Securities and Exchange Commission. Mr. Obinna Egbuniwe, the representative of Corporate Affairs Commission is Barrister Mrs. Liz Morenike. The representatives of Messrs. Ernst & Young Professional Services are external auditors. And finally, members of the Statutory Audit Committee, Chairman Chief Robert Igwe, Mrs. Florence Onyenekwe, and Dr. Raphael Atu. Now, permit me to welcome Chief Sonny Nwosu, the Emeritus National Coordinator of the Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Pastor Alex Adio, the Chairman, Dynamic Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Mr. Boniface Nwosu, the Chairman, Progressive Shareholders Association. Mr. Anthony Kachi, President, Noble Shareholders Solidarity Association. And several distinguished members representing various shareholders across the country. May I also confirm that the Emeritus Chairman and core shareholder, Chief Dr. Oladele Fajemirokun, who is not able to join this meeting presently in person but by proxy, sends his warmest regards, and he is also logged on. Just to be clear, we are recognizing Chief Sonny Nwosu. Thank you. All other shareholders association leaders and members are hereby recognized. Thank you. I will now call on the secretary to read the notice of the meeting.
Thank you, Chairman. Notice of the 56th Annual General Meeting of AIICO Insurance PLC. Notice is hereby given that the 56th Annual General Meeting will be held on Friday, June 5th, 2026 at 11 a.m. at Shell Hall, Muson Center, 8/9 Marine Road, Oniko, Lagos, Nigeria, to transact the following businesses. 1. Ordinary business. To lay before the meeting the report of the Director's Statement of Financial Position as at December 31st, 2025, together with the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the year ended on that date, and the reports of the auditors and the audit committee thereon. 2, to declare a dividend of 12 kobo per share amounting to 4,392,633,121 naira 44 kobo. Only, subject to withholding tax in respect of and out of the profit after taxation for the year ended 31st December 2025, payable to those shareholders whose names appear on the register of members at the close of business on May 28th, 2026. 3, to appoint new directors and re-elect directors retiring by rotation. 4, to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. 5, to disclose the remuneration of the managers. 6, to elect members of the statutory audit committee. And a special business to approve the remuneration of directors. This notice was dated the 4th day of May 2026 by order of the board. The notice has got other bits of information including. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kanu. Am I to read my report or should I take it as read? Thank you very much. I will now ask the representative of the external auditors to read the auditor's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the Board of Directors, management team, distinguished shareholders and regulators here present. My name is Babayomi Ajijola, representing the external auditor, Ernst & Young. Our independent auditor's report on the 2025 annual reports and accounts can be found on pages 97 to 103 of the 2025 annual report and accounts. In the interest of time, I crave your indulgence to read the opinion paragraph on pages 97 and the report on other legal and regulatory requirements on pages 102 to 103. Report on the audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements, our opinion. We have audited the consolidated and separate financial statements of AIICO Insurance PLC, the company, and its subsidiaries, together the group, which comprise the consolidated and separate statements of financial position as at 31 December 2025, and the consolidated and separate statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, the consolidated and separate statements of changes in equity, and the consolidated and separate statements of cash flows for the year then ended, and notes to the consolidated and separate financial statements, including material accounting policy information. In our opinion, the accompanying consolidated and separate financial statements give a true and fair view of the consolidated and separate financial position of the group and the company as at 31 December 2025, and its consolidated and separate financial performance and consolidated and separate cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with IFRS accounting standards as issued by the International Accounting Standards Board, the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, and relevant policy guidelines issued by the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act, NIRA 2025, the Investment and Securities Act 2025, and in compliance with the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Amendment Act 2023. Moving to page 102, report on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the requirements of the 5th schedule of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, we confirm that we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. In our opinion, proper books of accounts have been kept by the group and company insofar as appears from our examination of those books. The consolidated and separate statements of financial position and the consolidated and separate statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts. And in our opinion, the consolidated and separate financial statements have been prepared in accordance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020
If Baba can come down, we are not lepers here, and we are shareholders. We hold all of you in our esteem. So don't tell me that this is jet age and things are changing, unless otherwise you are telling some of us to go and retire. I know I've been featuring here well over 15 years, and I make a little bit of my contribution. I'm passing the message of the shareholders here to you. Because the way you come in, that is the same way you will go out. If you see you once in a year, I think there should be a little bit of rapport. Please take
noted and received. Thank you.
Take notice of that. I'm going to be very, very brief. I think you have performed well this year. Let me go to some areas as quick as possible. Sorry, I'm looking at it from this end, and I'll be fast. I take notice that in the industry this year, AIICO pulled the largest gross premium in 2025 ahead of others, and our net premium is about 182.0 billion, representing 17%, and we almost remain the largest claim payer. That is fantastic because we are paying our claim as at when due. And I'm not going to dwell on too much of a thing, just advice this morning. You are giving us 12 kobo. At all, naim bad. But at the same time, I think the price of this company is grossly underpriced. It's grossly underpriced. I check at this level, maybe they have a minimum of 100,000 units. If we are going at 12 kobo, I look at it, that doesn't fuel your car. So I think whatever others are doing that is legitimate, that is pushing them ahead, we should begin to look, I put the word legitimate, we should begin to look at that direction. Even by our price, that is that. I've made mention of the board changes. Ademola Adebise Wema has tried over the years, and eventually the chairman that retired, Samaila Subar, I wish them well. I know we'll see them on other boards. And based on what I've just mentioned quickly, I think we need to look at our risk assessment properly. If we top the list with others and we pick claims, as a layman, knowledge of me, I think we should look at our risk management or the entirety of our risk, ERM, so that our bottom line will be stronger. It's not enough to run around the whole world and at the end of the day say, I'm making something. Let's make something that is more tangible so that our cake will be bigger. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. I think next we'll go with Chief in the red cap. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please permit me to be seated. My name is His Royal Majesty Sasone Muson. I am happy being here after a very long time. I've not attended the AIICO meeting. And I will tell you why. Because we have not been encouraged with dividend in AIICO. Rather, we were building capital, building on capital. Our father, Dele, believes in building a robust capital than paying dividend. But now, I think with the help of the son, things are changing. We are now paying dividend. So I believe that next year, the dividend of next year will be better than the dividend of today. Mr. Chairman, my questions are few. I want to find out. AIICO used to be a very prime insurance company. American insurance in those days, which we embraced. So how far have we fared with regulatory recapitalization? It's very important that we should know this. And I want to say that we should not shy away. If there is need for us to raise capital from the shareholders, we should not shy away from that. And today we have we can raise capital from the shareholders, which is the cheapest capital you can obtain in the market. So we should not shy away if there is need for that. Let's look at it. But most especially, I am happy with the training that you have written here, training of, let me see. My hands hands are not as strong as before, otherwise I would have. Yeah. I want to see the page. That's on page 23, education. I am very happy with this kind of education that you are imparting to those that do not have any phobia of going to learn. Because our children are having phobia now to go to the classroom, they are afraid. But I believe this is meant for adults that can protect themselves. So it will further help us to increase the education in that aspect by Nigerians. So kudos on that. You have done very well on that. Well, I believe that is not where we got our PhD from. I want to congratulate the PhD man. I can see PhD here. So, and I believe it's not from this education that we got the PhD. So, Carlo, congratulations for that. Yeah. We need people to make more effort to be educated, because when you are educated, you have lighter mind than what probably you have had before. So I wish Nigerians from the upper side are well educated. We won't be having all manner of cases we are having in that area. So, Mr. Chairman, I also want to congratulate, of course, I've done that before, the MD for taking over. I believe it's a new vision, you know. So let us see how we can get back to the market and take our rightful position, because American International used to be the best insurance company in the past, so that we on this side can earn more dividend. Mr. Chairman, let me stop so far, because I believe there are so many other people that may have one thing or the other to say. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Chief.
I am not chief, I'm a king.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Royal Highness. Yeah. I think next we should go with the lady to my far right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning, everybody. The regulator present, the board of director, and the fellow shareholder. My name is Mrs. E.O. Obide, the National Coordinator of AIICO Shareholder Association Incorporated. Sir, I would like to talk on page 26, 27, 28, 29. This annual report analyzes a lot of things in that page by the picture. You have done a The picture in 26, 27 show us a lot of things you have done for a year. Although you did not include shareholders' picture, we don't mind. We are not annoyed, but next year, sir, you can carry us along to know that we are present in the company. Sir, page 90, 97 and 103. The auditor's report. Let's follow their advice to make our company grow. It is very important. Page 37, I try to use my glasses, but still, I can't see very well. The letter in that page is very, very small. Page 37, please, sir. That's the only page that the character is very.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we'll go to this gentleman in glasses.
I've not finished,
that
sir.
stood up. Thank you.
I am still talking, sir. I'm not finished.
Oh, sorry. I thought you had finished, madam.
The microphone is not working very well.
I apologize. Please continue.
Our staff, we've gotten 12 kobo. There is no kobo, but we'll manage it. We know we'll improve on it. Our staff, they are very important to us. We've given them training. What are we doing to retain them? What are we preparing for them? And their welfare is very important so that we can, most of us are retirees, but we are not tired. As Pastor Adio say, we are not tired, we are still agile. Please let us treat them well. Last year, our share capital is low. This year is improving. What are we doing so that they can key into buying of these shares as well? Maybe like loan or anything, they will be removing it from their salary. So
Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, sir.
The chairman of the day, I think the appointment as a chairman today is a good one. Even though they were receiving 12 kobo dividend against 62 kobo earning. I think that's where our problem lies, our earning. If we have grown it to a kind of naira, we would have paid maybe 50 kobo or 70 kobo. I think we need to grow our earning. Mr. Chairman, the result we are considering this morning, my name is Okezia Boniface. I'm the National Chairman, Progressive Shareholders for Nigeria. It's a good result, excellent result, there's no doubt about it. This is excellent result. My worry is just that earning of 62 kobo. This is a good result among the insurance industry. I would be glad that come next year, that AIICO would pay double what we're seeing today. If we are considering this result we are having here today, this is not mere achievement, it's an excellent result. I want to commend the management, the entire work staff of AIICO for producing this good result. Mr. Chairman, on page 6, you see the total assets, 585 billion. Gross written premium, 191.6 billion. This is not million. This is a great achievement. I don't know how many insurance can put this kind of result. Mr. Chairman, total equity, 98.7 billion. Shareholders fund, 98.0 billion. Mr. Chairman, profit before tax, 24.3 billion. Profit after tax, 22.7 billion. This is a good achievement. Mr. MD, keep it up. By next year, we don't want to hear this 12 kobo. AIICO have passed this stage to speak the truth loud and clear. Wow, will not be happy if we continue to pay 12 kobo. AIICO should have been above that. This is an excellent result. If you look at page 15, all this talks about growth trajectory. I mean, this is a result. But let us not begin to fall into this kobo earning. If you look at today, we're not going to the market to raise, to capitalize, because we have the money. That's the truth. We can even learn other insurance company. That's the truth. So why should we be remaining, even our equity, trading at 4 naira, not even to up to 5 naira? That's a problem. Because if you cannot wait for dividend, it can make do with capital appreciation. I know that the AIICO will not pay our brokers to manipulate their share price to be up there. But I think market operators should be able to see the growth trajectory, organic growth that has been happening in AIICO to rate the price and equal the price of what status of AIICO is all about, not underpricing the equity. That's totally unacceptable to shareholders. I think they should look at it twice. Those that are trading at MGS should look at our status in growth trajectory to accord us that respect, accord us that honor, and move the price up so that shareholders will be better for it. Like some of their competitors, 1 or 2 of them in the market today that trade in the insurance sector. Because we're not dwelling on insurance alone. we have divested into other areas, in health maintenance, in assets management. I mean, these are the areas. That's what we call group. So if our group should be earning 62 kobo, I'm not happy with it. On the retirement of directors, I think Goodies, Sanin have done very well, the Indian man who have left. But I think a mention of him shall be mentioned, that apart from written it here, verbally to communicate to shareholders, who might not read that, the man have left the board. And the former MD of WIMA, Debisi, who have done very well with us, is one of our friends. If he's here today, maybe we would have gone down here and greeted everyone. So that is how life is all about. You fraternize with your shareholders and be friendly. That was what the former group chairman used to do. Where I called him that name. Wow. When they come here, he put light, he put more energy to greet shareholders and smile with them. We say, wow, that is the man. So we pray that good Lord will going to give him good health, so that he can enjoy the benefit of what he has done to turn around AIICO. The son is here today. If the man had not done well, he wouldn't have bring his son to be the MD of this great company. So you should emulate your daddy's style of leadership. You need to do that before. I don't know why this bracketed, create a barrier, demarcation, gulf between us and you people, Please take advantage of that. My brother have earlier stated it, I'm also joining voice with him to echo it once more. So take your father life of leadership style, Go down here and greet the shareholders. We applaud you people, So we are not spectators looking at you as if we have a kind of what's happening, a rag and a rad, So let us be friendly with one another. AIICO have done well. God bless you and bless shareholder. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we need to take somebody from this side before we come back. So the gentleman in gray with a lovely salt and pepper.
The chairman. And I'm told that if you have interim in terms of leadership, and you have the oldies in terms of leadership, when new one like you come, they probably will say brown new. But we'll find how brown is the new now that you are taking mantle. For the records, my name's Nona Awo. Very distinguished shareholders. I think it's only fair and proper that on a day like this, we tell the board and management, thank you. I'm not thanking you for the work that you have done, because that is why we pay directors' fee and we pay salaries. But I'm thanking you for not abusing a right, which is our right. And that right is the right to attend AGM and ask questions. Though some of us have spent more time and will continue to spend more time to praise you than ask questions that will help you to get better. The law allows for virtual AGM, but the intention of the law is for situation of emergency and crisis. But what some of us have found, unfortunately the regulator and semi-regulators are here, is that a number of companies don't have respect for minority shareholders. And it's unfortunate. Even in some instances, after collecting their money, I'm talking of our monies now, because they want to raise more money. The following day, they go into hiding. But we wait for them. Because the man who is intended to have more children, after the first one, he will still come back and have another. So we wait for them when they come for the next child. But having said that, I want to look at this report from page 142. And what he's saying there is steady tempo. And I try to consistently ask myself when I got this account yesterday and into this morning, what does AIICO mean by steady tempo? How does that apply to the life of minority shareholders. And I keep emphasizing minority shareholders because that's the group of investors that the law best protects. Because if the big shareholders even take 6 kobo as against the 12 kobo that they have recommended, they have more money than the ones amongst us here with 1,000 units. And by the time you remove tax, and then you have a situation where even the money that is paid into the account is also taxed, what will be left will not even be enough to take transport from the house to this place. So I asked, what is steady about the temple? And the reason I asked that is looking, because when I also asked the question before I come for meetings, I also searched through the account from cover to cover as to whether we'll find answers. And if you look at page 267, you'll find the share price from day 1 of 2025 to the last trading day in 2025. So I want to first commend you for this additional information because ordinarily what I would have expected, and this is one of the things that some of us have raised over the years, give me the closing price at the end of the year. But this has made it sweeter, so I want to thank you. But if you look at that page, you will find that by July, we managed to cross the 2 naira level. And then by August, just a month after, we crossed the 3 naira level. And from August, we moved into the 4 naira level and we started struggling. And interestingly, if you then look at how we closed sub 4 naira. And that tells a lot of story, especially if you relate that information to what you have on page 35 and page 36. Because in one single year, the number of shareholders of the company went up by over 100,000 shareholders. That means that there's something that we didn't do right. The anticipation from the market was higher than what we did perform. And that's why the issue that has also been raised here today around earnings vis-a-vis the dividend is something that you need to go home and walk around. But I'll share this with you so that you also understand where my challenge is coming from. If we have a retained earnings as indicated, I'll just take 2 pages only because those 2 pages incorporates the company and the group. Page 251 and 252. With retained earnings of over 46.5 billion. I can't understand why all you'll be paying will be 12 kobo. Because if you relate that amount to the paid up of 18.3, the answer that you most likely will find is that we don't have a dividend policy. So I want somebody to explain to me what is our dividend policy, so that when I see your half-year results, hopefully that you come in next month, I can then begin to say this is the direction that the company is likely to go. But let me also share the second leg of my concern with you as relates the pricing. If you look at page 149 and 100 to 150, and then you look at page 74 to 78, if the live business didn't do what they did in 2025, I don't know how much you will have been paying us. Because the profit after tax from that segment of our business, I know it's the core of our business, but went up almost 2 times. If we didn't have that, we'll have been in trouble. But I'm concerned as to why the general business had a major drop in the year under review. Because for me, that general business is an area that we should also take advantage of our live business in terms of being in terms of reach. If you then come to healthcare, again, you'll find healthcare moved from a negative in 2024 to a positive. Yes, 144,000 may be small money, but I'll also be asking, what are we helping that segment of our business to do so that it can look much more like what the assets business is doing? Because if you look at the assets business, from less than 87,000 naira in 2025, the assets business is closer to 1 billion, standing at 662 million. So, the summary of what all of these are phrased is, what is different, or what are we likely to do different in 2026, 2027, as to helping the other leg of our business outside life to generate something at least 50% of what the life business is doing on a consistent basis. Mr. Chairman, on the final note, which has to do with the structure of the board. First, I want to say that in terms of diversity, this board needs to be a little more diverse. But the concentration risk in terms of entry and exit is another major area that I think that we need to begin to look at. Yes, we have a board of 9, but if you remove the executives, what it means is that the non-executive basically stand at 6. And out of 6, 3 persons is going out in 1 year, which means we have a 50% swap in terms of the structure of our board. And I don't think that is healthy. I don't think so. So this board must begin to ask itself, going forward, and I think this is something that the nomination committee must also begin to look at. How do we structure our replacement or succession planning for the board in a manner that we don't have this size of dip in one single year? And having said that, I want to thank the board and management, because I also look at the management page. If you look at the comparison that you have in that management page, you are going to find that you have those of them who have hair like I do have, and then you're also going to find some of them who don't have anything at all on their hair. And I'm sure if we combine both well, including those of them who have also used wig in covering their own, we should get a better result for 2026. Chairman, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, sir. Our gentleman here. Yes, yes. Yeah, I call the gentleman. Thank you.
Wow. Able Chairman, I'm standing on a system protocol. I'm Comrade Lawrence Oguntoye, all the way from Ibadan. This year of AIICO results is commendable and it's well celebrated. I want to welcome you on the board, and I pray that the Lord will give you more wisdom to function on that seat beyond expectation. Well, the account that we are considering today is no longer a story. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the junior capacity, the leadership function, leadership style of our resilient, productive, energetic MD of AIICO Insurance for this best performance at this unfriendly economy, at this economic trajectory. You perform magic one. Let's give him another applause, please. I don't want to go in depth into the financial reports, which is impressive at this uncertainty. And at the same time, to appreciate the integral board and management that supports our able MD to have these magnanimous results, alongside with the management team want to say thank you on behalf of the shareholders. I quickly want to go to the questions based on your performance, which skyrockets in the interest of shareholders. My question goes thus. Having gone through the reports microscopically, I could be able to see some question which is germane, in which I want your sporadic response in regard. One, it was observed that the foreign exchange volatility results in loss as compared to gain experience in previous years. What is the management planning to arrest this situation? Two, claim paid rises during the year. What is the causes of this astronomically increase? And what is the management efforts at reducing or avoiding this in the future? Three, life business grew in the company plans to retain as against those it plans to cease. What is the retention strategy, knowing fully well that reinsurance cost increases up to 86% in Q1? The last question. Equity increases by 19%, while return on equity stand at 25.5%. How does the company plan to raise the new Nikon capital? I can see one of our resourceful, overloaded, experienced, seasoned professional on the board, Mr. Tunde Mabangoku. We are glad to have you on that seat, and I want to let the whole house know, for those that don't know, that we're going to enjoy maximum sustainability and maximum profitability as far as the AIICO insurance is concerned, based on his capacity, because we trust him and we believe him. For AIICO to go far, to go and look for the resourceful person like this, we want to say thank you for doing that. And at the same time, to welcome other the directors that are coming up. We are looking up to you. Your profile look attractive. I want to believe that you're going to add intrinsic value. On the last note, I cannot but to appreciate Mr. Kadri. We follow you up 247. Continue to work stronger. At the same time, thank you for the opportunity given to me to speak. While I wish our company a robust sustainability and profitability. Thank you very much. The name once again, Comrade Lawrence Oguntoye.
Thank you. I think we should call the lady sitting next to him. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for recognizing me. Mr. Chairman, my name is Mrs. B.C. Bakari. I'm the National Coordinator of Pragmatic Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Much has been said by the earlier speakers, so I'm going to be very brief. I associate myself with the earlier speakers in congratulating our company for an impressive performance for financial year of 2025. It was a good one. So I commend the entire board management and staff for that performance. Having said that, I will go straight to page 16 of the annual report and accounts. On that page, I observed that our net reinsurance finance expenses grew by 199% to 57 billion as against 19 billion in 2024. Can you please explain the reason for the increase? I would like to know. I want to use this opportunity also to commend the positive contribution of AIICO HMO and AIICO Capital to the overall group performance. They've done very well, and they should please keep it up. I also joined the earlier speakers to appreciate the board for the proposed dividend of 12 kobo, though there is a lot of room for improvement for that going forward. Like my colleagues used to say, there is no kobo bread any longer. So we should improve on our dividend payments. Page 144. Page 144. I want to commend the management of AIICO Nigeria PLC for the growth in the insurance revenue by 26.5% to 137 billion as against 108 billion in 2024. Our insurance results moved from the loss position of 3 billion in 2024 to positive position of 12.5 billion. This is commendable. Please let us appreciate them for the good performance. Furthermore, Mr. Chairman, I believe that in insurance industry, claims remain a critical issue in insurance business. So on that note, I want to ask that what is the average claims settlement period, and what measures are being taken to further improve customer satisfaction? On a final note, I want to appreciate the office of the company secretary and the registrars, coronation registrar, for sending annual reports, both the soft copy and the hard copy, in good time. Once again, thank you very much for the opportunity given to me.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I think we should take somebody that is not on the front row, the gentleman in the middle there. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adeleke Oladimeji. Chairman, we are so glad to be here today looking at this result. It's a very, very excellent one. And we have a very, very good complaint. AIICO Insurance is one of the best companies in this country, and they have maintained the lead role. If you look at the 5 years financial summary of this company, sir, 5 years financial summary is on page 250. Page 250, sir. Our earning per share grew from so the 5 years in the financial summary of this company shows how spontaneous and how rapid growth we have grown. And also the shareholders fund has grew from 34 billion to 98 billion under the year review. And our retained earnings grew from 7 billion to 46 billion. It shows that we have a very, very good board. And you know, I was also in this same hall when they brought the MD. So it has shows that he has the capacity to perform. But if you look at this annual report, we realize that we have one only independent director. And the law says we should have minimum of 3. So what are you doing to see that the regulators does not penalize us because we have not met the regulatory requirement? Also, if you look at the insurance business nowadays, the little insurance company, they are coming up with innovative ideas. They are leveraging on technology to boost this insurance business. So what are the modalities we are putting in place to make sure that you also follow suit? And also, you have also taken a very, very brilliant decision by going to Wema and go and bring Mr. Mabanwoku. It's a very, very good material which I believe is going to add a tremendous improvement to this company. By God's grace, I can assure every shareholder of this company that they should go and buy more insurance, more of AIICO, because by this time we are coming next year, we'll be talking of more dividend and good capital appreciation. Thank you.
I think we should go to the gentleman in gray there. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. The name is Iprude Moses. I'm the elected National Coordinator of Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Thank you very much. Please, first and foremost, though many people have, last speaker has commended you, so I'm not going to dwell on that. We know very well you are doing well. Omo Baba, we know him. When a person is well trained and is trained properly, he learned from the father. When he comes, we don't expect less from him. So we know he will do that. But I want to speak to the future. There is a recapitalization going on across board in the insurance industry. Meaning that the dynamic of insurance business will change after the recapitalization. The way we see insurance business in Nigeria will change after the recapitalization. What is our strategic plan, otherwise, in the next 3, 4, 5 years, to position AIICO in the right position in the insurance industry? It's very, very critical. When you see most of the insurance companies, some of them are planning. They are in a group, HOCO. And when you see their prices, they are going on like a custodian. You can see. It was insurance. What did he do? It has moved on. Consolidated Hallmark is doing the same thing. What are we? We need to position this business in such a way that we will be what? Number one, I don't know the plan, but after the recapitalization, it will never be the same again. What are we doing? And that is the only question I want to put to you people, to make sure that our position, AIICO, is in upward, the up where it has been and where it will be in the next 5, 10, 20, 100 years to be. That is what what I want to dwell on. Having said that, I appreciate the chairman, I appreciate the Omar Baba, and our friend, company secretary, Mr. Kano, PhD doctor. You know, say that they put doctor in here now. Now, one way it goes to Dr. Kano. You are welcome. And I appreciate you all. I appreciate all the shareholders. And I wish you all very well. Thank you very much and God bless. The name is Comrade Moses Ibrude.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving this opportunity. But before I start, I'd like to say, Mr. Chairman, good morning, sir. Board of Directors, regulators present, able shareholders. My name is Jibono Godfrey Uche. I am the National Youth Leader of Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Mr. Chairman, I would like to align with what other speakers have said. Yes, this is a very marvelous and historical result. I'd like to commend the board and the management team, for they are the ones baking the cake that we are eating today. They say who much is given, much is expected. Mr. Chairman, I also like to commend the company for their meeting up, the recapitalization, yes, by NICOM. Come June, end of June, it will be over. I commend the board for their resilience, their doggedness, and their quick and swift active strategy in meeting up the recapitalization process. Mr. Chairman, also again, I would like to ask, Mr. Chairman, in this area of cybercrime. What are we doing? Yes, we deal with money. We deal with funds. We deal with finance. What are we doing? Last week, we had an incident of a company that had problem with cybercrime. What are we doing to safeguard the funds of our company and also the funds and the wealth of the shareholders? Mr. Chairman, also, in this new innovation, like one of the speakers said, a lot of companies are going into technology, AI. What are we also doing using AI for new innovations to boost our great company, AIICO Insurance, forward? In terms of jingles, in terms of marketing, in terms of, adverts to boost our company forward. I also commend the board for your CSR. Thank you. As you have given the needy, their prayers will help in our company. I commend the board also for board meetings. Yes, it's when they have board meetings that they synergize, they bring stakeholders together to do that also. Well, Mr. Chairman, on page, still there 45, I noticed that audit committee meetings, there were 5. But I saw some 3, 2. I don't know, maybe we'll look at that on that page 45. It was only Mr. Schneider that made the full 5. I don't know, it might be a typographical error, but please, I would like us to see if we can correct that. And also like to commend our able CS. Yes, we call him Dr. Kano. He has always been there to give information. Sometimes shareholders want to know the situation of the company, especially when it had to do with recapitalization. He has always been there to give quick response. And like I said, Dr. Kano, more grease to your elbow. And we believe that, you'll do well. And last but not least, I would like to add our man from Wema Bank. Yes, Mr. Batunde Mabawonku, yes. He has done well. And immediately I saw him on the board. If I tell you that most of my members, they decided to key into AIICO Insurance. Yes, because why? That same company he came from, when some of the big fives could not pay dividend, he was able to do that. And most of my members keyed into AIICO. And I believe, Mr. Maboku, you are welcome. With your wealth, your knowledge, your experience, your strategy, your doggedness will bring AIICO to a place of greater heights. And lastly, not least, the registrars, Coronation. I say good job for what you are doing. More grease to your elbow. And last but not least, Mr. Chairman, I commend you for your job well done, Mr. Chairman, as the acting chairman. And I believe that that position fits you well. Thank you once again. My name is Jibuno Godfrey Uche.
Thank you. Should we make this the last one or do you want more? Okay, we continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All protocols duly observed. I am King Adebayo Adebola Aderemi. Mr. Chairman, I congratulate the board, management and staff of AIICO Insurance PLC for delivering a resilient 2025 performance despite a challenging operating environment. My question on sustaining underwriting profitability. I commend the board and management for turning the insurance service result from a loss in 2024 to a profit in 2025. As underwriting discipline appears to be driving this improvement, what specific measures are being implemented to ensure that this stronger underwriting performance remains sustainable over the next 3 to 5 years? Number 2, AIICO achieved impressive growth in gross premiums written during 2025. Beyond increasing premium volumes, what strategies is the board pursuing to ensure that this growth translates into stronger returns for shareholders through improved earnings quality, dividend sustainability, and long-term value creation? Lastly, on capital strength and future expansion, the company continues to maintain a strong solvency position above regulatory requirements. How does the board intend to leverage this financial strength to capture new opportunities in retail insurance, digital distribution, and pension-related businesses while maintaining prudent risk management? Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to engage.
Thank you. I think we'll just do the gentleman in green and we'll wrap it up from there. Thank you. This is the last one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, everyone. It's brief. My name is Erin Folami Gafar, the youngest shareholder. My question will be based on page 123. I want to know our policy on contract service margin, especially as it relates to determination of unearned profits. Then secondly, what's our policy on risk adjustment for financial risks and non-financial risks? Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. And I just want to thank all the shareholders for your questions, and they're quite detailed and insightful. I'm going to invite our MD, Mr. Babatunde Fajemiroku, to attend to these questions, and you will bring members of your team as required. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, distinguished shareholders. Sanwosu, it's good to see you here. Okay, thank you so much, shareholders, for your insightful questions. Several of them were similar, so I would try to answer those ones first. I would like the shareholders, if you can, if you have the annual report in your hand, to please turn to page 248. There have been a few questions on recapitalization. Now, page 248 shows the recapitalization of AIICO based on NIRA, on the new law. If you look at that page, you would observe that AIICO's solvency position or minimum capital requirements is 203%. Now, this report is what we are required to send to NICOM every month. And as part of our recapitalization, NICOM will come and verify that we have this capital in place to meet the recapitalization requirements. So to your question, based on the calculations here, AIICO has met the requirements subject to NICOM's approval and communication. I want to also talk about dividends. As you all know, I'm also a shareholder. By God's grace, that's Baba Alba's own. You're confusing it with my own. one of the things that we do not publish in the accounts, and I will ask NICOM and the CFO, maybe we'll start to publish it, is the retained earnings and the profits that you see is different from what NICOM approves. Now, the reason for that is simple. NIRA requires, and the Insurance Act requires the regulator to approve all dividends before we bring it to shareholders. Now, even though we're paying 12 kobo out of 62 kobo, which is about 20%, based on NICOM's computation, we are paying 79% of our profits, distributable profits. Why? NICOM would deduct any fair value gains in bonds and financial assets. NICOM would deduct all FX gains in our accounts. And they will add back FX losses to their accounts and deduct accrued investment income. So the profit you see is different from the profit the regulator would approve. And that determines what we pay for our shareholders. So it's not that we don't want to pay more, but we are a regulated entity and we have to follow what is required. So to your comments, we will earn higher profits, net of fair value gains or FX gains. And that's where our focus is as a business. And to our shareholders, you are seeing 12 kobo, 62 kobo. One of the reasons for that is AIICO's shares outstanding is 36 billion shares. Between 2024 and 2025, like Mr. Nona Awo mentioned, AIICO moved from 1 naira 57 kobo to 3 naira 79. So AIICO performed at a 165% return in 1 year. The NGX All Share Index did 65 or 51%. The insurance index did 55%. Please clap for the word. But we hear you, and we will keep doing better. So to the other questions, I believe Pastor Alex, I've discussed your questions on dividends and also the share price increase. On risk assessment, we will continue to work on our risk. We must understand that our business is a business of trust and payment of claims. So we actually hope to pay more claims. The question is, are we paying claims in the right ratio? And I can assure the shareholders that we are paying our claims within the ratios that have been defined by the board based on our risk appetite. The more claims we pay, the more customers will buy our products. That's the nature of our business. I've answered the questions on minimum capital, and I believe the comments on Saunwosu on training has been well received, and we shall continue to work on that. I've noted your comment, Mrs. Obidei, I think she stepped out, specifically on the shareholders' pictures, and we'll sort that out. For staff, you would observe that the staff costs actually went up in 2025. And that's because we are doing everything that we can to retain many of our employees. And we also provide a lot of staff benefits, including cheaper staff loans, mortgage loans at subsidized rates compared to the market rates. So to Mr. Awo, I believe I mentioned the comments on dividends. You asked the question, but why did the price move from 4 naira and go down further to 3 naira? I believe one of the reasons, and as you're aware as a professional in that field, was the announcement of the capital gains tax at that time, which actually required, and you saw a lot of shareholders selling off most of their shares until the government clarified that there will be a grandfathering clause by the end of 2025, meaning that will be the cost-based for shareholding or pricing by the end of 2025. We've noted the comments on earnings versus dividends. We understand the optics. There are some discussions around whether there will be in the future a need for us to consolidate our shares. If you compare our shares to other competitors, you would find that they don't do 50 kobo per share. Most of them are at 1 naira, some cases 2 naira per share. And that sometimes might reflect a different rationale. On the market cap level, AIICO is still top 1 or number 2 insurance market cap in Nigeria today. I noted the comments on the life business. As you mentioned, our life business is a significant part of our business. The non-life business over the last 5 years has now been contributing up to 50% of our revenues. But one of the key things that might not be clear in the 2025 results, actually non-life actually did better than 2024. And that is because of fair value gains or FX gains. If you look at 2024, a lot of the profits are shown as FX gains. So in 2025, where dollar has stabilized, you would find that the results on a normalized basis actually increased by about 140% year on year. So the non-life results were better in a more technical term than 2024. But we'll continue to improve on that in 2026. We've noted your comments and more strategic allocation to the health insurance business, and that's a major area for us looking into the future. The company secretary, I'm sure, has noted the comments on the structure of the board, and if necessary, we'll provide some comments here today. Mr. Lawrence provided or asked questions around FX volatility. Yes, we hold liabilities in foreign exchange, particularly for special oil and marine. And we also hold assets backing those liabilities in same foreign exchange, so we are matched. But when there is a situation that Naira appreciates, we do get a fair value or FX loss when we have more assets than our liabilities. But what we are doing in AIICO is that we have a specific risk appetite beyond which we will not allow the FX loss to crystallize. But we must recognize that the long-term positioning of Naira and dollars is up to everybody to decide. One of the key things that we do is ensuring that we match FX liabilities to FX assets. Right now, AIICO has more FX assets than FX liabilities. That is what is leading to the loss because Naira strengthened compared to the previous year. And on claims paid rose, like I've already mentioned, our claims ratios, especially for our short-term business in life and group life and non-life, were all below 40 and 30%. So our claims ratios are good. The reason we are paying higher claims, we must also add that we pay maturities, which also includes benefits to our annuitants. So that is also will be captured under claims and benefits as well. That does not relate to the premiums we've written in a year. It relates to premiums we've written in previous years. So that's the reason. So we should not be alarmed by the rising claims figure. There's no reduction in the quality of our earnings for 2025. Increase in reinsurance costs. Reinsurance expenses, as it shows on IFRS 17, is not very, very clear. So insurance cost is driven by the reinsurance premium we pay the reinsurers, what we recover from losses, the commissions that are paid to us, and the net expense that hits our books. So at a point in time, if the reinsurance recoveries are not as high as the previous year, it will appear like your reinsurance expenses are a lot higher than they are. But at the end of the day, our reinsurance quota or proportion of premiums are only high on specific products. Oil and gas, which has to be, marine, fire, property lines. On oil and gas, it's upwards of 65 to 70%, and that's the same thing for the fire property lines. The reason being, losses might not be a lot, but when one loss happens, it can wipe out your balance sheet. So you have to reinsure to companies with bigger balance sheets in the London market and in the Asia market. You also asked on the new NICOM Capital, which I think I've been able to provide details on. Mrs. Bakari, thank you for your comments. We also hear questions on reinsurance expenses, and I hope that I've been able to explain that. And on claim settlement period, how quickly is this done? This will differ by product classes. NIRA requires us to ensure that all claims are settled within 60 days, I believe. Yes, so excluding special risks. But in our case, most of our motor and personal lines are typically settled a lot earlier than that. Mr. Dimeji, thank you for your comments and your comments on the 5-year summary, page 250. You mentioned that we have just one INED. We actually have more than that, and I believe that the company secretary will provide some comments on that. I would like to tell you that we do leverage technology in boosting our insurance businesses, especially on our retail lines, for motor, third party, and also for travel. And we also use technology as well for our payment systems. For our payment systems. And in most cases, technology as well is used for our cybersecurity. There was a question on what is our plan over the next 3 to 5 years from Mr. Moses, especially on the recapitalization after July 31st. That's a very good question, sir. In our case, we have developed our new strategy focused on first managing capital strength. You would observe that in Q1, Q2, you would have seen that premiums for non-life companies reduced. And that's because everybody's watching the companies that are meeting up with the new capital requirements. Once that is announced, you will see a boost in premiums for that. So capital strength is number one. Number two is governance. And we'll continue to work on the board's governance and management governance. Number three is focusing on products that give us the highest margins. And those products, I don't know, we might have some competitors here. I can see some of them here, so I'm not going to mention those products. But I think some of those products are critical, especially on our life side and our non-life business. And we'll continue to drive that through our broker network, through our agency network, and through technology. For many of you, sirs and madams, you would observe that if you travel in Nigeria, almost all airlines, you will see AIICO. And that's because we have embedded insurance with AIICO, we have embedded insurance with Airpeace, we have embedded insurance across board. My competitor, don't copy that, I can see you there. So, I mean, for us, we'll continue to work on that and improve on this going into the next 3 to 5 years. Mr. Uche, the National Youth Leader, thank you for your comments. You asked a question on cybercrime. You know, sometimes you have to be careful with the information you give on cybercrime because you might have some non-state actors in your midst. But what I will tell you that on AIICO, we have a lot of transactions that we do online today. So we have a level of perimeter fencing, both at the network level and at the application level. And also we continue to imbibe awareness, and we do a VAPT every single year, which means essentially we see
folder number and access code provided during accreditation, and press the login button. Ensure you accept the privacy policy. Once logged in, an amber sign appears at the top right corner of your device to show attendance status. When voting begins, the resolution will automatically pop up on your screen to cast your vote. Once the voting session commences, the voting option for, against, and abstain will pop up on your device screen. Please click on the reference button in accordance with your choice. Please note that shareholders can change their voting during the voting period, but once the voting period has ended, the last button you press will be recorded as your vote. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, registrars. I now confirm to the meeting that the report of the directors and the statement of financial position as of 31st December 2025, together with the statement of comprehensive income for the year ended on that date, and the reports thereon of the auditors and the statutory audit committee be and hereby laid. Agenda number 2, declaration of dividend. The next item on the agenda is the declaration of dividend. Pursuant to the powers vested in her by the provisions of Section 426 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 of Nigeria, your board of directors is hereby proposing a dividend of 12 kobo per share from the retained earnings account as at December 31st, 2025. Accordingly, I hereby move that a dividend of 12 kobo per share amounting to 4,392,633,121 naira and 44 kobo only, subject to withholding tax, in respect of and out of the profit after taxation for the year ended December 31, 2025, is recommended for payment to members whose names appeared in the register as of May 27, 2026. Voting on this item on the agenda will be by poll. We will now vote on the resolution. All right, any seconder for the motion, please? The gentleman that said I should second. Give him a microphone, please.
Thank you, Chairman. I, Matthew Akinlade, I second that motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Registrar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we'll have the resolution on the screen. And the timer is on. Please cast your votes according to your decisions. 1 on your voting device represents a yes vote. 2 on your voting device represents a no vote. And 3 on your voting device represents abstain. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. We have 30 seconds to the end of the voting period. Voting is still in session. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. 20 seconds to the end of the voting period. Press 1 on your voting device if in favor. Press 2 if against, or 3 to abstain. Thank you. The voting session has ended, and we have 243 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, with a total holding of 26,641,306,094 units, and this represents 99.95%, while we recorded 4 shareholders who voted against this resolution, with a total of 13,628,732 units, and this represents 0.05%. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion in item 2 has been duly carried. Now we're going to proceed to the third item on the agenda, which is the election and re-election of directors. The election and retirement of directors by rotation and re-election is in accordance with the Articles of Association of the company. Mrs. Kemi Adewale and Mr. Raymond Snyders are directors retiring by rotation under Article 102 of the company's articles and Section 285(2) of CAMA 2020. Being eligible and having indicated their willingness to stay in office, they also present themselves for re-election. I will propose their re-election singly. I hereby move that the retiring director, Mrs. Kemi Adewale, be and is hereby re-elected director of your company. Any seconder? The man in the yellow hat.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity. The name is William Adebayo. I rise to second that motion.
Mr. Adebayo. Thank you. Voting on this item on the agenda of the meeting will be by poll. We will now vote on the resolution. Over to you, registrars.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we'll have the resolution on the screen. The voting period shall last 60 seconds. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. On your voting devices, the button 1 represents a yes vote, 2 represents no vote, and 3 represents abstain vote. Thank you. We have 30 seconds to the end of the voting period. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. $20 to the end of the voting period. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. 1 represents yes vote, 2 represents no vote, and 3 represents abstain. Thank you. The voting period has ended, and we have 247 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, representing 26,636,325,085 units, and this represents 99.95%. And we have 5 shareholders with a total holding of 228 units, 228,639 units. And we have 1 shareholder who abstained with a total of 13,606,837 units. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Registrar. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Mr. Adewale, you're welcome back. On the next item, I will hereby move that the retiring director, Mr. Raymond Snyders, who is joining us online, be and is hereby re-elected director of your company. Voting on this item of the agenda at this meeting will be by poll. Oh, any seconders? The gentleman in the white hat. Oh. All right, we'll do the lady. Mama, please, go ahead. The lady in yellow.
Thank you, Chairman, for the recognition. My name is Ms. Bisi Adedigba from Lagos Zone Shareholders Association. I second the motion.
Thank you, madam. So voting on this agenda at the meeting will be by poll. We'll now vote on the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the resolution on the screen, and the timer is on. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. On the voting devices, 1 represents yes, 2 represents no, and 3 represents abstain. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. We have 40 seconds left to the end of the voting period. $30 seconds left to the end of the voting period. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. 20 seconds left to the end of the voting period. Voting is still in session. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. The voting period has ended, and we have 240 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, with a total of 26,636,591,232 units, representing 99.95%. And we have 5 shareholders who voted against the resolution, with a total of 13,623,235 units, representing 0.05%. And 5 shareholders who abstained from the resolution, with a total holding of 256,261 units. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Registrar. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. In the period under review, 3 of your directors, Messrs. Kundan Sainani, Mr. Ademola Adebise, and Mr. Samaila Zuberu, retired from the board after having served the maximum 9 years tenure in line with the extant regulations. Following their retirement, the company sought and obtained the regulator's no objection to appoint new directors to replace the now retired directors. Under Section 273 of CAMA, the members in a general meeting may re-elect, reject, or appoint directors. Based on this authority, we hereby wish to introduce the 3 directors for you for election. But first, their brief biography. Mr. Sadiq Mohammed. Sadiq is an accomplished business leader. Let me just read the first paragraph. Is that okay, sir? Okay. Mr. Sadiq is an accomplished business leader and board-level executive with more than 33 years of experience across financial markets, asset management, pensions, alternative investments, infrastructure, real estate, fintech startup investments. He is the founder and chief executive of Hexium Investments. All right, thank you. The next director is Mrs. Rolake Akikube Filani, who's a highly versatile board-level leader with nearly 2 decades of experience. You know her. All right, thank you, Rolake, you're known. And the next director clearly needs no introduction to you. It's Mr. Tunde Mabawoku, ED in charge of finance, retail, and digital business at Wema Bank. Should I continue? Okay. All right. So, for the first director, I hereby move that Mr. Sadiq Mohammed be and is hereby elected an independent non-executive director of AIICO Insurance PLC. And, yes, sir. Please second, sir. We'll come to you, sir. We'll go there, yeah.
Thank you, my able chairman. I, Prince Awosanya, I say second, all the way from Ramon Federal Constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Adesoya. Voting on this item on the agenda at this meeting will be by poll. We will now vote on the resolution. Register.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The vote is on the screen and the timer is on. Please cast your vote according to your decisions, please. On the voting device, 1 represents yes, 2 represents no, and 3 represents abstain. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. We have 30 seconds to the end of the voting period. Voting is still in session. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. On your voting devices, 1 represents yes, 2 represents no, and 3 represents abstain. Thank you. We have 10 seconds left to the end of the voting period. Thank you. The voting period has ended, and we have 261 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, represented by 26,639,684,885 units, and this represents 99.95%. And we have 3 shareholders who voted against this resolution with a total holding of 59,981 units, and 2 shareholders who abstained from this resolution with a total holding of 13,611,036 units, and this represents 0.05%. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Registrar. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Next, I hereby move that Mrs. Rolake Akikube Filani be and is hereby elected a non-executive director of AIICO Insurance PLC. The lady with the green Iboru. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the recognition. I am Savage Adebukola Arike. I second the motion.
Thank you, madam. Voting on this agenda item at this meeting will be by poll. Over to you, Registrar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the resolution on the screen and the timer is on. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. 1 on the voting device represents yes. 2 represent no, and 3 represent abstain. Please cast your votes according to your decisions. Thank you. Voting is still in session. We have 30 seconds to the end of the voting period. You may cast your vote according to your decisions. 1 on your voting device represents yes, 2 represents no, and 3 represents abstain. Thank you. We have 10 seconds to the end of the voting period. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. The voting period has ended, and we have 255 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, representing 26,638,361. I'll take that again. Representing 26,638,361,902 units, and that's 97.33%. And we have those that voted against, with a total of 314,865, and 3 shareholders who abstained from the resolution, with a total holding of 13,620,846 units. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you again, Madam. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Next, I hereby move that Mr. Tunde Mabanwoku be and is hereby elected a non-executive director of AIICO Insurance PLC. Any seconders, please? Yes, sir.
At last, thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Prince Adewale Oyenuga. I second that motion because he's my brother.
Thank you very much, Prince. Voting on this item on the agenda at this meeting will be by poll. We'll now vote on the resolution. Registry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is up and the timer is on. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Press 1 if in support of this resolution, 2 if against, or 3 to abstain. Voting is still in progress. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. We have 30 seconds to the end of the voting period. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. On your voting devices, 1 represents yes, 2 represents no, and 3 represents abstain. Thank you. We have 10 seconds to the end of the voting period. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. The voting period has ended, and we have 254 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, which represents 97.32%. And we have 5 shareholders who voted against the resolution, representing 1.92%, and 2 shareholders who abstained from this resolution with 0.77%. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Now we go to the 5th item on the agenda, which is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. The audit firm, Ernst & Young Professional Services, the external auditors to your company, have performed their duties creditably for the outgoing year. In accordance with Section 401 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, Messrs. Ernst & Young Professional Services have indicated their willingness to continue in office as external auditors of the company. It is, however, required that their remuneration be fixed by the company in a general meeting or such manner as the company in general meeting may determine. I therefore move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to reappoint the firm of Ernst & Young Professional Services as the auditors till the end of the financial year, and for the directors to fix the remuneration of Messrs. Ernst & Young Professional Services, who have indicated their willingness to continue in office as auditors of the company until the end of the current financial year. Any seconders? I think the gentleman all the way in the back there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Lawal Wahab Olatunji. I rise to second that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Olagunju. We will now vote on the resolution. Over to you, Registrar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the resolution on the screen, and the timer is on. Please cast your votes according to your decisions. On the voting device, 1 represents yes, 2 represents no, and 3 represents abstain. Thank you. Voting is still in session. Please cast your votes according to your decisions. 1 on your voting device represents yes, 2 represents no, and 3 represents abstain. We have 10 seconds to the end of the voting period. The voting period has ended, and we have 233 shareholders with a total of 26,639,461,447 units, representing 99.95%. And we have 4 shareholders with a total of 8,320 units, as well as 4 shareholders who abstained from the resolution with a total of 13,834,601 units, representing 0.05%. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda is to disclose the remuneration of the managers. The cumulative effect of sections 257 of CAMA 2020 and section 238 of CAMA 2020 requires that the remuneration of managers of a company must be disclosed to members of the company at the AGM, and that such disclosure is categorized as a key business to be transacted at an AGM, which can be deemed as an ordinary business of the company's meeting. Paragraph 49 of the company's regulations made pursuant to section 4 of CAMA has defined a manager to include any person by whatever name called, occupying a position in senior management and who is vested with significant autonomy, discretion, and authority in the administration and management of the affairs of a company, whether in whole or in part. This definition clarifies the category of employees noted in section 257 of the Act. The key management personnel compensation and directors' remuneration for the year ended December 31, 2025 can be seen clarified in pages 221 and 219, note 33 and 30, B3, respectively, of the annual reports and accounts. For ease of clarity, the senior executive's compensation is categorized into fixed pay, short-term incentives, long-term incentives, and retirement benefits. The short and long-term incentives align with the organization's incentive scheme and are derived from the annual bonus that accrues to staff in a reporting year. The annual bonus crystallizes based on the following overriding conditions: dividends, profits before tax, positive retained earnings, and return on equity. The long-term incentive components was started in 2019, and it constitutes 30% of the eligible employees' annual bonus and vests after 3 years, according to the organization's deferred bonus scheme. This long-term component, although converted to phantom share units using book value for shares, is settled in cash. I therefore confirm that the remuneration of managers be and is hereby disclosed to the shareholders. Thank you. Thank you very much. We continue. Okay. The next item on the agenda is the election of members of the Statutory Audit Committee. In line with section 404(2) of CAMA 2020, the board has elected 2 of its members to represent it on the audit committee. They are Mr. Raymond Snyders and Mrs. Kemi Adewole. As for the shareholders' representatives on the committee, the secretary reported that 22 nominations have been received from him. Do you want to report that? Thank you.
Good afternoon again. shareholders. So, yeah, as the chairman was trying to say, we reported 22 nominations, received in line with the extant rules. They came in at the appropriate time. Out of this, a maximum of 3 members are statutorily required from the stakeholders reps to bring the number of the committee to its maximum 5. You already mentioned 2 as director from the side of the directors. However, in the course of this meeting, we have received 13 nominees who have said that they are withdrawing. Their names are here contained. So what that leaves us with, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that are still competing for that. So I will just mention their names. When they come out, then the registrars will take over from there. So I have Chief Igwe Robert Ehanyichukwu. I have I have Mrs. Onyenekwe Florence. I have Dr. Atu Raphael. And then I have Mr. David Isaac Olabanjo. I have Mr. David Abimbola Solomon. I have Mr. David Matthew Oluwadamilola. I have Mr. Eyanuku Edwin. I have Chief Akinsonya Adeolu. I have Mr. Alaga Kolawole Muftau. Yeah, what we're hoping to get is for them to come out, and then if you don't vote them in, then it's recorded in that manner to ensure transparency, please. Please, if you had mentioned your names before, kindly come out. I don't even know whether... We expect the remaining 6 names to please come out. The registrar should then proceed with the
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So,
Mr. Chairman. Hey, shareholder, please. Mr. Chairman, we were told that 9 people are left to contest. Whether they are here or not, their names must be mentioned. People can vote them in absentia. People cannot vote on them. Not only these 3 people that came out were voting. So that is the law. That is the law. Their name must be mentioned. The shareholder who like them may vote. Those who say no, the 3 people that stand here, that's the law. Please.
Yeah, once again, we'll mention the names of these other contestants. We did before, we'll mention their names again. Please, when we call your name and if you had been pushed out to do this, kindly come out. David Isaac Osibajo, Abimbola Solomon David Matthew Oluwadamilola,
Over to you, Registrar, please.
Thank you, sir. So we'll proceed with the election and we'll reconfirm the names of the nominees so that we can have them all come out. The first nominee is Igwe Robert Oyenekwe Florence I. Atu Raphael Naji. I'm calling all the names out. Mr. David Isaac Olabanjo, please come out. So I will go ahead to read the instruction. So before we vote, there is an instruction that will guide us. Please, let's listen to the directive. Before we vote, we need all the nominees out, and that is why the chairman will proceed. We will proceed with the instruction. Now, for the statutory committee voting to be done, it will be done electronically. And the shareholders can vote for only 3 candidates out of the 6. Your voting devices have been configured to represent your vote. So, for example, if you vote for candidates A, B, and D, you cannot repeat it. Sure, Van.
Please, shareholders, we understand that we prefer that the election be conducted via show of hands. Once again, it is your AGM, and whatever you choose to do legally, we would follow it. So we are going to carry on by show of hands. Okay, then that's fine, that's fine. We'll mention their names, and then there will be a show of hands which will be counted by the registrars and supported by the auditors. Are we together? Are we together? Shall we progress?
Okay, so the first person is Mr. Igwe Robert Ihe. Please keep your hands up and we'll count quickly. Keep your hands up while we count quickly. Please keep your hands up while we count quickly. Counting is still on. Please keep your hands up. We'll count quickly and collate the results. Thank you. So we'll take the second nominee, Mr. Oyenekwe, Miss Oyenekwe Florence, Mrs. Oyenekwe Florence. Please keep your hands up and let us count. Keep your hands up while we count quickly. Thank you. Counting is still in progress. Please keep your hands up while we count quickly. So we'll progress with the next nominee, Ato Raphael Naji. Ato Raphael Naji. Ato Raphael Naji. Please keep your hands up while we count swiftly. Please keep your hands up. We'll count swiftly. Swiftly. Thank you, everyone. Remember that you cannot vote more than 3 times in the course of this process. So we'll proceed with the next name, David Isaac Olabanjo. We'll progress to the next name, David. No votes for David Isaac Olabanjo. Okay. The next nominee is David Abimbola Solomon. We'll proceed to the next nominee, David Matthew Oluwadamilola. David Matthew Oluwadamilola. The next nominee is Eyanuku Edwin. We'll proceed to the next name, Chief Akinsoya Adeolu. And the last nominee is Alaga Kolawole Muftak. Thank you, our esteemed shareholders. So the outcome of the votes, according to your decisions and your show of hand, as stated. Mr. Chief Igwe Roberts Ihechuku, 231. And we have Mrs. Florence Oyenekwe, 219 votes. And we have Mr. Raphael Naji Ato, 196 votes. From your decisions, we also recorded for Mr. David Isaac Olabanjo, 0 votes. Mr. David Abimbola Solomon, 0 votes. David Matthew Oluwadamilola, 0 votes. Ayanuku Edwin, 0 votes. Chief Akinsoya Adeolu, we recorded 1 vote. Alaga Kolawole Mufta, 0 votes. Thank you.
Thank you, Registrar. So we have all witnessed the election of members to the Statutory Audit Committee. In line with the results as produced by the registrars and auditors, I therefore declare that the following shareholders and directors have been duly elected members of the AIICO Statutory Audit Committee until the conclusion of the next AGM in accordance with the provision of the Companies and Allied Matters Act. Number 1, Chief Robert Igwe. Number 2, Mrs. Onyenekwe Florence. Number 3, Mr. Atu Rafa Naji. Number 4, Mr. Raymond Snyders. And number 5, Mrs. Oluwakemi Adewale. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the ordinary business to be considered at this meeting. May we now proceed to deliberate on the special business of the day. That the director's remuneration for the period ended December 31, 2025, as contained in page 219 of the annual report and accounts 2025B, and is hereby approved. Any seconders, please? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. Finally, my namesake, Olalikon, is also my name.
Yes, sir.
I so second. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions before the motion is put to the meeting? No question. All right, voting on this agenda item will be by poll. Registrar, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll have the resolution on the screen. The timer is on. Voting has commenced. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. 1 on your voting device represents yes. 2 represents no, and 3 represents abstain. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. We have 30 seconds to the end of the voting period. Voting is still in progress. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. We have 18 seconds to the end of the voting period. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. Thank you. 10 seconds to the end of the voting period. Voting is still in progress. Please cast your vote according to your decisions. The voting period has ended, and we have 205 shareholders who voted in favor of this resolution, representing 99.95%, with a total of 26,640,475,758 units. And we have 2 shareholders with a holding of 40 units who voted against the resolution, and 4 shareholders with a total of 13,826,451 units, representing 0.05%, who abstained from this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for all your work, Madam Registrar.
Thank you, sir.
I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Ladies and gentlemen, we have dealt with all formal businesses of this meeting. I would like to thank you again on behalf of the board for attending and showing so much interest in the affairs of our company. I hereby declare the meeting closed. Wishing you all a safe journey back to your respective destinations.